make it out. Jesus. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. God, oh Jesus Christ. I'm gonna make it out. I'm gonna make it out. Jesus. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. God, oh Jesus Christ.
Talk reporting. Entry team.
On my six.
Negotiations have
Roger,
fallen apart.
coming to you.
Move to secure the premises. Suspects are highly volatile.
Get down and put your hand up! Drop your weapon now! Drop your weapon now! Put the gun down!
Cam light out. On my six.
Roger, coming to you.
Fall in.
Coming to you, sir. Do it now!
Moving clear.
Roger that.
Moving up.
Moving clear.
Moving up.
Light stick away.
On me.
Right behind you.
Move in and clear it.
Roger that. All right, moving up.
Light stick away.
Hands up above your head. Hands up above your head. Provide support on me.
Affirmative. Moving into your position.
Open and clear.
All right, copy that.
Moving up. Put the
I want to see that weapon on the floor.
Light stick out.
Put the gun down now. Drop your weapon. Put your hands up.
Warning. Mission failed. No longer have control of the situation. Fall back.
I'll cut them out.
Copy that. Falling in.
This is talk. Entry team. Negotiations have fallen apart. Move to secure the premises. Suspects are highly volatile.
Hands up above your head. Moving clear.
Roger that, sir.
Do it now!
On the move.
All right, lights stick out.
Fall in.
I'm on your 6.
Fall in.
Okay, we're with you. You're endangering this operation. Watch yourselves.
Hands up, above your head. Moving clear. Fall
Roger that, sir.
behind me. Hands up, do it now. Hands up, above your head. Move in and clear it.
On the move.
All right, let's go.
Moving clear.
Moving up.
Drop it.
Low light deployed.
Drop the gun!
On my 6.
Copy. Coming to you.
Through the door and clear.
All right. Roger that. Roger that. We'll take care of it.
Drop your...
All right. Let's take out, sir.
Moving and clear.
All right. Hands up.
Hey! Here!
Shit, fuck.
On me.
Copy. Coming to you.
Down on your knees. Provide support on me.
Coming to you, sir.
Move in and clear it.
Yeah, copy that.
Stay on me.
Okay, we're with you.
Fall in.
Okay, I'm on your 6.
Move it and clear.
I'm down. On the move.
Move in and clear it.
Roger that.
Light stick out.
Doc, mission failed. We no longer have control of the situation. Fall back.
Hands up.
Or 2,000. It's in the neighborhood of not very much.
Okay. Facebook, $76 comes in a month. Again, what are we doing there? We're just posting some clips and just nothing's happening, or
No, this is Meta PC. So this is a sponsor that I have. We get 5%.
All right.
Yeah, we get 5% of the sales that we make in a month. So some months.
Wow. Hi, it's Ryan Reynolds, and I'm here in the North Pole to remind you the holidays are a magical time. It's what I would say if we were a big wireless company making an expensive holiday commercial, but it meant we don't spend millions telling you the holidays are magical.
It's low like this, $76. On a really good month, it's maybe 300.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through the income. Twitch, again, not... For some reason, I would have thought you were doing better on Twitch.
And here's the thing. It's because, number one, I don't stream as often as I like.
Why?
I get very anxious doing it. Most of the bad things that I ever said, I said on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And it's because I have this, trying to totally break character with you here. I have this very Andy Kaufman-esque character. Also that, and I'm an idiot. And so I will either push the edge because I grew up on Andy Kaufman, Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Andrew Dice Clay. I love shock humor. I listen to shock humor still to this day.
But people didn't like it when you did it.
No, they like it coming from a shock jock or a shock comedian, not the person that some people branded as the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. You can't do that. Bob Saget did it, but I'm no Bob Saget, right?
So why we do it then?
Stupidity.
Okay.
It just, But on top of that, if you watch one of my live streams, I mention donations, subs, stuff like that, maybe once in a 2-hour stream. Because I've never, against the character I play, against the reputation I have, I don't like crowdsourcing.
But you refuse to get a job, and you need money to survive.
It's less of
so we have to do
refuse and-
something.
It's less of refuse and more that I just don't know if I could.
I do have good news about that, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to have 4 million subscribers for long, so you can get a job now. Sorry, buds.
I mean, that's not something I would actually ever say, you know.
Merch. People aren't really buying your merch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd take $20 free a month, you know, for selling.
I get it as well, but when I start seeing people on this show, especially business people, who are just so scattered in different pots, and little's coming in here, it's just not adding up to much. Instead of, again, this is what I was going to start bringing up with Twitch. Like you say, oh, I'm not really on there much, and you know, things have been consequences from what I've said, and then I'm feeling anxious about it. Then I'm just like, okay, we're done with Twitch. Done with Twitch. Who even gives? Focus all in what we know can be the revenue builder all time.
Which continues to be YouTube ads.
Yes, it does. This is absolutely the biggest number that we have seen here so far. Now, would I be able to, they're not going to be able to see it, but would I be able to see the studio app?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think I showed you a screenshot.
Yes, I just, there's a couple things I'm curious about. Private for my eyes only, not for you. Okay, so what I'm mostly curious about, I want to go lifetime. So, dude, okay, this is what the revenue looks like. YouTube revenue starts, right? Because you know, obviously, first of all, when YouTube started, it's just,
I mean, the first 3 years, first 3 years I started on YouTube, there was no partner program. Partner program didn't exist.
So we go like, and then just trickle to where we are today is what your graph looks like. That scares me.
Yeah, I had like 2 good years. If you look at the 17-year history, I had like 2 really good years.
You've made $1.3 million. Incredible.
In 17 years,
And we
which
have, like,
comes out to what per year?
I know, but that's still an
you a math
incredible
guy?
amount of money. Well, not a public math guy.
Yeah.
What did I say? 1.3
Yeah.
over 17? 17 was when you started earning, or
15 would have been when I started earning.
yeah, $86,000 a year. Well, I mean, you're above the median household income.
That'd be out of disability, which is what I was on when I started the YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely. But this managing money correctly and not spending a lot of it on prostitution would equate to us having at least a little bit of money now.
Well, again, to address that important part of the doc, number one, those numbers are rounded up. Mike admitted that those numbers are rounded up and adjusted. Secondly, the majority of that money was spent traveling. And I went to the Game Awards. I went to Disney. It was still a huge waste of money. But I think if we're dropping character, and I think if we're being genuine here, I think I tried to get a travel channel off the ground and try to do what my friend Jacob the Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo do. And I thought people would watch me go to Disneyland, right? I'm a big fat weird guy trying to do this, do that. Turns out they did not want to watch me do that.
So if you contributed of the, 80 whatever that you're making on a monthly basis, 20% on a monthly basis, which is like just very basic recommended, contributing to just the standard stock market, 8% return, being a little more conservative there from beginning to end, up years, down years, all combined 8%.
Sure.
Over the course of the 15 years, $17,000 a year would equate to almost $500,000. Now, obviously we continue and just let that continue to compound and hopefully throwing more things in there, we could have gotten you to a point where, mid-60s retirement. What scares me now? I'm not going to talk about the age thing, like whatever. This is financial.
Well, man, I'm not making it to mid-60s. Let's just be honest.
Oh, well, that's what I want to talk about. Yeah. I'm not talking about the, I know a lot of people want to, okay. This is financial audit, not dating audit. So, she's going to live longer than you.
Sure.
You guys might get married, maybe.
Sure, probably.
What do we do when you're no longer here and you've left nothing to a widow?
Well, my process has always been, when I met her, without getting into her personal history too much, because it's not necessarily the place for it, but when I met her, she was struggling with severe social anxiety. She was struggling with just getting her life together. When I met her, I was talking to my friend Michael, kid behind the camera, and his plan was just be the person you needed when you were in that position, because that's who I was when I was her age. When I was 20 years old, just like her, I couldn't function in the world. I played EverQuest and World of Warcraft and built terrible websites and made a barely passable income.
What does this have to do with you leaving or anything?
Well, hold on, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
If I left her destitute,
Yeah.
my plan is to still leave her better off than she was.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
Like get her out
sure.
into the world, get her the
experience
experience she
she
needs,
needs,
get her
get
working when she's ready.
But if we're
Get her an
responsible with money, you
education when
actually
she's
leave
ready.
her a nest egg instead of just, you know,
Well,
putting
right.
life
I'm just
now.
saying. I'm just saying right now. That's a conversation her and I have had, and like that's a very real possibility. And she's chosen to stay with me because she's not in it for the money, right? She's in
No.
it for the life experience. She's in it for the love. She's in it for the companionship. She's in it to become a better and stronger person.
But
and
as a
I'm helping her do
partnership,
that.
caring about the other partner, you want to, instead of putting now with instant gratification, we want to leave.
Well, that's
something.
why I'm here.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I'm sitting down with you today.
No,
Because
absolutely.
I'm hoping you can help me create a financial plan that can.
That's why I don't
move
call
us
it
in
out
that
immediately,
direction.
so you don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a mortgage.
We
Now,
have a
this is your biggest equity position. What do we think the house is worth today?
Zillow tells me 480. One
Mm.
of the houses in the neighborhood just sold for a little over 5 million. It's the same size, or sorry, $500,000, 500,000. And it's the same size as mine. It's literally across the street, and it just sold. So I think there's a very real chance that I need to put maybe 20,000 of work into it. We need new carpets. We need paint, stuff like that. There's hole in the ceiling and some,
Did you
frames
almost
that's
lose
YouTube
this?
damage. Do what?
Did you almost lose this house at one point?
No, never. No.
Okay.
Yeah. That's always, I will bend over backwards to make sure that mortgage gets paid.
Yeah.
If I have to sell everything I own, if I have to, and I have, we've made some concessions that I'm not entirely comfortable sharing because the people involved are private people.
Sure.
But I did move a roommate in. He's been helping a little bit here and there. I had a roommate over the last 25 years. He's finally been able to kick in a little bit as well. So we are finding ways to.
So there's 2 roommates.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the purchase price of this house?
The original purchase price $275, and then I refinanced in 2018 because of my divorce. So the loan in 2018 became $200,000 because I put more money down because I had money to put down. So I got it down to $207.
And we're at 4.3%. What are we going to refinance? You're going to get hit to 8% if you refinance.
The plan would be to try to bring the initial monthly payment down, but I really don't want to have to ever do that. Because we're 5 years into a 15 year. So we paid so much principal off.
Wow, you did 15-year.
Yeah, I was making good money at the time, so why not do 15 years? But now we're from 2018 to now, we're 5 years into a 15 year. Now, I'm no math wizard, and you are the math wizard, but that means I paid a good amount of principal off, right? I'm earning a very solid amount of equity by staying in that house, right?
Well, you definitely pay more interest up front, but yes, 5 year into 15 year, you're definitely starting to see more benefit.
Right.
Absolutely. I love the rate though.
Yeah,
The
you
rate though,
couldn't get a
'cause
better rate, right?
We would like
With
some,
my,
but like
with my credit, I could not have gotten a better rate
for
at the
sure.
time. At the time.
But
I mean, the reality of it is moving out of that house and trying to stay in Northwest Arkansas near my medical professionals where I need to stay.
you have to say that.
Yeah, it's a very stupid idea. There is very little in the area. I might be able to get an apartment for $900 a month. I might be able to get a duplex for $1,300 a month, but paying $2,100 in and then having some of that being brought in by roommates, I'm paying as much to live in this house and build equity as I would be giving it all to a landlord instead.
If anything, of course, I don't have the full financial history of like the last few years, but if anything that I know just from internet, this was the good choice.
Oh yeah, this is the smartest choice ever
was the
made.
good choice.
Yeah.
And 30-year fix or 15-year fix, there's different philosophies on that. I personally go 30-year because I just feel like I can just make a better return on investment putting the rest of the money somewhere else. But either way, I'm totally okay with this. To limiting risk, knowing your position and knowing that the YouTube career can be, a quick whoop, I would have okay, we made 1.3 million and we owed a total of 208,000. I wish we could have just taken care of this and lowered your risk profile over that time instead of doing the traveling and stuff like that. Where all my money's been going, I pay a little extra towards this on a monthly basis, but where my money's mostly been going is into cash flowing properties that then pay for this if YouTube goes away completely.
Yeah.
So that's I wish we were risk mitigating.
Right.
But instead of that, we were going into crypto.
So nobody ever likes this answer.
Okay.
Because it's not a good one. And nothing I'm about to say is an excuse.
Let's hear it.
But the headspace that I was in 2018 was not a very good one. And so I was not planning for a potential future because I did not feel that I had.
Yeah.
In 2018, Christmas, I had planned to take my own life. And I made it to that Christmas date, and I decided to postpone it for the dumbest reasons. Christmas Day, I'm sitting there alone. I have my dog in my lap, and my roommate's out of town. And I realized my dog's going to be sitting there with my dead body for 3 days. And I'm like, you know what? I need to wait. And I rescheduled to July 24th, 2019, which was my birthday. And I thought in that process I would travel a lot so that my roommate and my dog, who had never really bonded, would begin to bond. So if you look at my travel plans, in January, I spent a couple of weekends away. And in February, it became 3-day weekends. And then in March, it became 4 days weekends. And by July rolled around, I spent 2 weeks in California saying goodbye to my friends with the plans of going home to end myself.
I'm very glad you didn't, by the way.
Well, I ended up doing some, which I do not recommend, right? We don't casually do. I did it under the, I did that with the guidance of a shaman. And my original trip was in 2019. And I realized that I had to stay on the path that I was on. I realized that this was what for better or for worse, no matter how hard this was going to be, I had to stay here and do it. Now here I am 4 years later doing it. And it's not been great. It's not been, and I went home and COVID happened. And
well, I have a question for you for the future of this conversation and what we're trying to do here. Are you willing to, and I think it might be for like the true first time from just conversations I've watched preparing for this, and then obviously this conversation so far, are we willing to just let go of the past? The past does not define us. We are human beings that are on this life, have a life temporary on this planet, that we are growing, and let's look for the future.
Well, we are talking about the past. Like we're talking about the financial decisions I was making in 2019.
No, I know, but when it comes to what
so like
we
obviously
uploaded.
But if you're asking if I have personally moved on, yeah.
Well, are we willing to in this conversation? Like, are we willing to
Sure, unless you ask me why I was making these financial decisions in 2019, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
That's fair enough.
Right.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah. But when it comes to I uploaded this many YouTube videos then and stuff like that, like, okay, let's like, what can we do in the future? Just make this awesome. Right. So that we can make sure you're financially secure.
But I had a nervous breakdown at the end of 2019. And I don't even think you could put this in your video, but I said something extremely inflammatory. I said that the people who had spent the last year harassing me, getting my sponsors to stop supporting me, attacking my fans, and attacking me personally. I said that they were worse than, which is not a thing you can say, right? It's also not true. It's hyperbole. I didn't mean it, but I said this on live stream. Right? You can't take that back once the cat's out of the bag.
You in live streams.
Yeah, right. Which used to be extremely lucrative. I used to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month from live streaming when I was really good at it and really pushing it. I would live stream for 3 hours a night, 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, and would bring home 5, 10K sometimes.
I was talking to a very successful streamer a few weeks ago about you, and he thinks you can make like 20K a month
if I can keep my foot out of my mouth, and that's something I have so much trouble doing. Even there, I mean, like people, probably rightfully so, but for whatever reason, I think I'm held to a standard that I don't know that I'm good enough for. I'm going to say stupid
Well, you also
shit
react to everything. You feed them. You feed them. It's I haven't opened TikTok in like 2 months, so it's like,
a lot of the things that you want to, a lot of the things you want to talk about have really changed since March in this last year.
What happened in March?
Again, I went into some really intense therapy. I combined it with and the mentorship of a shaman. Okay, and those 3 things. If you look at the statistics, modern science is showing, and I can recommend a documentary for anybody who's interested, How to Change Your Mind. It's available on Netflix. Have the capacity to cure post-traumatic stress disorder, which was my biggest issue, right? It's one of the reasons I was stuck in these negative thought patterns. And so with a combination of doing intensive twice-a-week therapy with a traditional therapist, while combining that with seeing a shaman and taking the puts your brain into a place of neuroplasticity. And so you can learn finally, right? And then you do that with the therapy and you can learn from the actual therapist. And this last year I made such tremendous strides. It's right. So
whatever works for you, man.
Old Boogie a year ago, the egotistical, self-centered, extremely defensive man.
You think you're different?
Considerably.
Okay.
Yeah, considerably. Okay. Here's how I know I'm different.
He doesn't seem convinced.
If you invited me to do this in December of last year, I would have laughed at you.
Why?
Because this is humiliating. This is difficult. This is hard. I have to swallow
I hope
a
it's not
tremendous amount of. Sure, it's how humiliating is it to look at every mistake you've ever made printed out and be called out on your
Want it to
for
be
thousands of people to see.
hundreds of thousands,
Right?
Please,
You know?
I hope. Where I try to structure the most episodes is hopefully we end towards a positive note. That is,
I hope so.
That is where I want to go. Like the
But
future.
still,
and
but
ending.
again, I knew walking down here that this was a hard pill to swallow.
It's very brave,
Right? But I'm telling you, never would have even considered doing this.
This. Okay. So could you tell me what this is, please?
This is either the car loan or one of the dumbest purchases I've ever made.
Well, it's one of the dumbest purchases you've ever made.
This is the car loan.
Okay. We'll get to the dumb purchase soon.
Yeah, the dumb purchase was a dog.
Well, I have 2 dogs. They're great.
I spent way too much on a dog.
How much?
He's a purebred miniature poodle,
Sure.
which generally will cost you about $3,000 to $3,500.
Okay.
I bought him in a pet store, so I paid $5,000.
How much money did you have at the time?
Oh, about $108,000 in the bank.
Oh,
That's okay.
But
again, I was in my
fine.
mind that I needed to build credit, so I took it out.
what the? Is that a personal loan?
Yeah, that's the personal loan.
Dude, you're killing me.
That's the
Natasha? Natasha? Is that how you say it? You look, wow. I mean, wow. 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 Thanks. It's Old Navy. Wow. What'd you say?
I mean, that's the loan.
That's the
loan.
synchrony. It's the synchrony.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna call this the dog loan.
That's the dog loan.
So what's remaining on the car? Do you remember?
The what?
Do you know what's remaining on the car loan?
The car? I don't know. We either on the last payment or like the last 2 or 3, I think.
Okay, we
have to look it up
might
for
take
sure.
a look into
Yeah.
it. And the personal loan has about 1,000, right? Left on it, something like that.
That sounds right, yeah. There is another small loan.
What?
There's a third one that you're seeing here.
Credit card?
No, it's a bed.
It's a what?
I had to get an adjustable bed for my back and leg issues, and my doctor insisted that I looked into getting one. So I took out pay like $500, $600 down, and then took out like a $2,500 loan.
20.
Yeah.
When'd you get it?
July.
Interest rate?
6%. I think that's correct.
What's the monthly payment?
I think it's the 112 you're looking at.
Oh, so that was the
that's
Secret.
the 112.
Yeah, Secret is usually a store finance.
Yeah.
Okay. Credit card I want to take a look at in a second. Could you pull up your credit card app for me, please?
Yeah. I think you've seen it already, but to show you, I only own like $900 on it, and it's just a utility card for the business. So it gets used and it gets paid off. It gets used and gets paid off.
Do you ever hold balances?
Over the last couple of months, yes, because it's been thinner than I would have liked. But I plan to pay it off with this check on the 20th. So,
but it's only okay. It just scares me because it's only getting thinner, except for that spike.
Yeah. Well, that spike's going to pay off there's the credit card and the balance of like $950.
Yeah, credit line available, $31.12.
Yeah.
Kill me. Okay.
Again, I am still trying to do some credit score stuff, so I will pay off a little bit.
Why do you give a credit score? You already have a house.
Because eventually I will have to sell that house and I'll have to move somewhere when I do. Right?
Why will you have to sell the house?
A $2,100 mortgage payment is really hard.
So you're saying you're not going to be able to afford the payment?
I don't know. I'm hoping that I will, but again, I'm always planning for the possibility that I won't. Right?
Late payment fee, October 31st. Late payment fee.
Yeah.
$25. Late payment fee, December 1st. This just happened.
Yep.
Oh, me.
October was a very lean month.
Oh, and you have a brand new iPhone.
Dude, this phone was free.
Really?
Yeah, Verizon traded us an iPhone 7 for that.
Very
Thank you,
important
Verizon.
business purpose. Chick-fil-A. Lucky it was all the way back.
Dude,
in
you
August.
eat. Don't you eat? I eat. People eat.
Not
I definitely
out.
eat. I eat a lot.
Nah, you don't have to eat out if we can't afford to
Dude,
live.
I can't cook for 3 people for cheaper than $12. I can't cook for 3 people for cheaper than $12.
Wait a second. Let me get my little handy dandy calc. First of all, that was 3 people. You did not feed 3 people on $12.
Chicken sandwich is $5.
So you just got 3 chicken sandwiches. You didn't
That's
get any
generally what we
fries. You
get,
got
yeah.
nothing.
You feed 3 people on $5 in a hurry.
Deal. The
Chicken sandwiches, the chicken patties. We have HEB. I don't know what your
version is, but you can get the frickin' frozen chicken patties, put them in the oven, and I promise They are individually less than $5. More of an
We have
initial
Walmart,
investment.
and they are not good chicken patties, and that is
Okay,
quicker,
so it's
more convenient, taste.
There we
and
go.
on top of that,
So now there's more reasons.
it's affordable, right? We eat out 2 or 3 days a week. It adds up to $15.
2 to 3 days a week?
Yeah, 15, 30, 45 bucks.
But
It
you
adds
can't
up
afford to pay the card.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Late payment. It's not affordable if we can't pay the card.
Do I look like the kind of person that's ever made sound decisions about food?
No, but that's why I'm trying to. That's
this
why
is-
I'm trying to get
this-
it across.
But this is my weakness. This is always going to be my biggest weakness.
No,
Yeah.
no. You just allowed yourself infinite excuses for the future.
Oh,
and
that's
try to
fair.
take
That's fair.
responsibility.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah, so why not like actually take responsibility? Say, hey, we cannot afford to live right now. We don't get to afford to go out and
But
get
since
that.
we're traveling, guess what we had for breakfast today?
What did you have for breakfast today?
Chick-fil-A.
Could've-
We used the app, so they gave us free nuggets.
What about the continental breakfast at the hotel? Free.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's generally just a bowl of cereal.
Yes, and that's
things.
food that goes in your stomach for free. For free. You can't afford to pay this, Boogie.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
If there's anything I can get across in this episode for you to just walk away with, buddy, if we cannot afford to pay something, if we can't even afford to pay off the credit card, we're getting late fees and we're just getting.
I mean,
You can't go out to eat.
I have a food budget of about $300 a month, and then we use that.
Groceries?
It includes groceries most of the time. Yeah,
For-
we do eat groceries at home. We have like some of the inexpensive meals we make. We make tacos. We make shrimp pasta. If I'm really feeling splurgy, we'll make burgers at home. We eat at home the majority of the time. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we just can't afford to probably go out at all. Right
Yeah,
now. I'm really sorry. It sucks.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
So okay.
But it would have been more expensive to drive back to Fayetteville and make a taco than it would have been to go to Chick-fil-A today. But you're right. We could have eaten cereal at the buffet.
Yes, I
Yeah,
was
that's
about
true.
to. I was about to flip the. Kill me. Okay. What I can't see is the interest accruing. Obviously, we have the late fees, but the mobile apps love to try to hide how much interest is.
I
Accruing.
mean, I just pay the minimum balance every month, and the minimum fee is generally
So
$20.
that's what you meant by paying it every month? The minimum balance, not
Sometimes
the
I
full?
pay off more. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really bad. If we hold a card that's accruing interest, then we can't afford to go out to eat once. We just can't.
That's true. Yeah.
Because interest.
Well, this
being
will
siphoned
get
from
paid
us.
off on the 20th with this huge
All of it.
All of it. Yeah, the whole thing.
Huge.
Yeah, yeah.
From what?
From the spike that came in AdSense from.
Oh,
from
like
YouTube,
the
yeah.
$6,000. That's okay.
I like 700-800 is what we made in November, which was really awesome. I hope we can maintain that. But
Is
it's
this a
not.
debt the preferred club?
That's the house loan, right?
Sorry.
Or yeah, it's my current checking balance. So that's weird.
That scares me.
Yeah.
Anything less than okay. Exxon, fair. Came down here. McDonald's, less fair.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, wait till you get to the Starbucks, then you're gonna go real mad.
I'm not one of those people that freaks out about Starbucks.
$5 every couple of days. I love me a pink drink. I love me
Oh, well, I'll freak out about that because you can't afford it.
yeah. Well,
Like, I'm not one of those people that when people can afford it, I don't freak out
yeah.
as long as you're hitting investing goals that are necessary to survive.
sure.
Cameo, I'm glad that came in. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a little extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, $100.
You can book me at cameo.com.
StreamYard, we're paying for it.
Yeah,
Barely made it back.
Yeah, it's necessary for the podcast. That's where we film there.
Utilities. Yep, that's fair. Can't hate against no utilities. Same with gas. Walmart, you can never really tell what's being purchased from Walmart.
So most of my Walmart purchases tend to be meds. I'm on a lot of meds. The most expensive, which is my testosterone, which is $200 a month.
With your medical issues, do you think McDonald's, Papa John's, Starbucks, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all being processed within a couple days' time is helping?
No, not at all.
It's not helping your wallet either.
No, not at all.
Why are you still doing it? If we know we're killing ourselves and we're financially killing ourselves, why do you think you're still doing it?
I think I wouldn't weigh 400 pounds if I knew the answer to that question.
Okay. Well, you obviously had discipline for a bit, though, because you did go through the surgery, which is very difficult.
Well, the surgery did its job, which is
Yeah.
to say it extremely restricted my stomach intake. And it still does to this day.
Okay. In a lot of the American versions, don't they require you to lose a good amount up front before you have to
I
get
did.
it? Okay, so you had the discipline to do that.
Well, it was a lot easier when I walked into an emergency room with a blood pressure of 280 over 180. And they're like, hey, you're dying now. You're
Okay.
not dying eventually. You're dying now.
But you kind of are.
I mean, this.
No, wait, you said you're not going to
As
listen.
unfortunate as this is the healthiest I've ever been.
Well, you said you're not. You don't feel like you're going to be here in your 60s.
Well, that's just the stark reality. When you've done what I've done to my body,
I know that just
that's
to me that feels like now.
That's fair. I see it as 15, 20 years from now because that's what it is.
Certainly not. Well, you're 50, 60 is not 20 years from now.
Well, it was mid 60s is what we're saying, right?
Okay.
So that's 15, 20 years from now.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Can't afford it. There's lots of Starbucks. Tokyo House is very expensive there.
Business
$90.
Business center.
Wow.
That one was a write-off.
Wow. Write off of what? Prime Video, Starbucks, not even a full month back yet. Starbucks is a lot. Arby's, at least get food that tastes like something.
Hey, let me tell you a little bit of something about Arby's, okay?
Good fries?
They have very good fries. But recently, I've been getting to realize the value that you get from Arby's is surprising how much food you get for your amount of investment.
Wait
It's
till I
actually
teach you
surprising.
about...
It doesn't taste good. I want to make it very abundantly clear. But again, when you're feeding multiple people, you can save a lot of money at Arby's.
Wait until you hear about the grocery store. It'll blow your mind. Burger King, Netflix, nothing good on there anyway. Starbucks.
I just canceled Netflix, actually.